Hey dads, are you looking at staying at Great Wolf Lodge? I already did a video of another room, but this is the bigger room and I wanted to show it to you guys so y'all have a better idea of what you're getting yourself into whenever you decide to book at Great Wolf Lodge. First of all, hi to all the new dads out there. This is Dad Reviews. This is where I give you my unedited, hopefully more authentic look at the products and places that we go to. So if you're interested in that, you might want to consider clicking that subscribe button. So in the previous video, which I'll link up down in the description below and at the end of this video, you guys can go and check it out. I gave y'all an idea of what it's still the kids friendly, like the themed room, but this is the bigger themed room and I believe they consider it a suite. So in the previous video I showed you guys the theme room that's smaller, just the room and not the suite. So I wanted to show you guys the difference. So first of all, the first thing that I noticed was that the bathroom is a lot bigger in the suites. In the our room, the other room, your wall would end right here and you just have toilet, tub, and towels in there. Whenever you get the suite, you get this whole entire area here. So you get this extra sink space right here to be able to put all your toiletries down on. It has the same entry with the ironing board, the iron, the hangers, and then we hung our bathing suits from here to let them dry because we had so many bathing suits that were wet. Also I wanted to mention to you guys, this right here is your room key. It also is a wristband and just works, I guess, on like a little RFID chip in there or something like that. So you don't have like a card or anything. You just hold it up to the door and it unlocks it. The hardware on the door actually looks really nice. I was looking at it a little earlier. You got some nice locks on there. It seems like there's like little things that could be improved, like screws tightening, and I'm assuming that since we're here in the summer months, they kind of don't really have time to go and fine tune some of the things, but hopefully later on in the year they will go through and kind of, touch up the little things there. Also with the suite room, you get a deeper sink here. In the other room, you just get that sink put over here, and it actually has a partition in the middle as well. But this one right here, you get the swan neck faucet here with the deeper sink here. A lot of people do bring their own food, and so they do give you a good size refrigerator freezer in here as well. There's a little freezer compartment up there and a good size refrigerator right there. And then there's also a little microwave as well so that you can cook some easy microwavable type of foods. A little coffee, tea machine there, and then some little coffee things right there, and coffee cups, and the ice bucket and all that. You get all that in the same other room as well. Now another thing with the suites, this is great for families of 5 or more. If you have kids and you want to do the themed rooms, first of all, they went with the cabin one. I don't know if y'all saw our other one. We did the tent one. This is the cabin one. And whenever you come in, you'll notice that there's an extra bed right here. So the cabin in here comes with 3 beds. There's one right there, one down there, and then of course the bunk up there. So you can fit 3, possibly even 4 if you want to lay a pallet out on the ground, because there's a lot of room right here to just walk in. You could easily bring some sleeping bags if you have a really small kid. We've done that with our kids before, where we just bring sleeping bags and let them sleep on the grounds in hotels. We have just some characters up here to make it kind of fun with the campfire and all that. We noticed this the other night. Let me see if I can turn off that light. That light is actually like a moon star kind of thing, but it's kind of too bright to actually be able to see anything whenever the light's on. So that's one thing that I noticed. But super fun area. It's a great place to keep the kids' stuff in the kids' room and not have to have it all over the rest of the hotel room. So if they like to bring like toys and that kind of stuff for some downtime, it's a good spot for that. There is a TV in here if you want your kids to watch TV. They actually have a Great Wolf Lodge channel that is like a story time type of thing. They can turn it on and they read a story and there's words on the bottom and it's just like a picture type of cartoon. So we actually enjoyed that. Also, it looks like you get a little bit more room right outside the kids tent comparing it to the other one, because there's a little bit more room on the side of the bench here now that I'm looking at it. Same kind of TV that we had in ours, same drawer space right there. I think we have maybe a little bit more room in the suite right here as well, in between the table and chairs and the TV. It's not as crammed in. Got the same bed here, the same 2 bedside tables, and the bedside tables actually have some power adapters to it. Like I mentioned in the previous video, you get two 110s and then two USBs right there. And then I actually didn't mention this in the other video, but I just noticed it yet last night. You have the alarm clock that also has power adapters on them as well. So if you really need lots of power, you got plenty here. The phone, of course, to call the front desk. Here's our light situation. The lights are really bright here. It's one thing that I noticed about the lights in here. Same thing on that side as well. And then you have some nice, picture framey type of thing right there just to give it some decoration, because the ceilings are really high in here, which is great because it looks good, but because there's not that many curtains and like bed sheets or anything, there's quite an echo in here. So our son, who's 8 months old, he keeps going, to hear the echo. Hopefully we're not keeping up the neighbors. This is a pull-out sofa right here. In the previous video, I kind of showed y'all how it worked. So at the end of this video, y'all can go and watch and see exactly how that thing is pulled out. There's also a trunk right here that comes in every room. We tried to open it. We could not get it open. I think it's just for decoration, but you can use it as like a coffee table. We just kind of put it to the side because the kids like to play on the ground a lot. I got a nice lamp right there, and then also above the kitchen table here, there's another lamp right there. Turn it on by this little switch right there. It's bright, it's nice. I wish the table was a little bit bigger. I mentioned that in the previous video as well. And it just comes with 2 chairs. I wish it had a few more chairs at the table so that we could actually sit down together as a family to have that. Now, if you're on the interior suite, you get a balcony as well, which is good and bad. It's good because, one, you can open your door and there's a nice breeze that comes through the balcony, just to give you some fresh air coming in. The bad thing about it, it's not that there's the pool out there and you can see the pool and everything, is if there's some kind of retreat or camp, they make a lot of noise out there. So right now there's some cheerleaders out there. Y'all can see them all down there, and they make a ton of noise. Can y'all hear that? So, kind of in the mornings, or if you're a nap person and you need to take a nap during the day, that might keep you up because that's pretty loud for us. But being that you have a balcony, I guess if you come more of not on peak season or whenever there's not a bunch of people here, it does have a nice balcony. They give you 2 extra chairs right here so you can have a little breakfast in the morning, and there's a little coffee table right there, which is nice. And you get a nice view of the pool area. You can see the outdoor pool, and then they have a couple of slides out here. That's the ropes course out there. By the way, if you're gonna go do the ropes course, bring some closed-toed shoes or you won't be able to do it. We tried to do it, but we only had flip-flops and sandals, so they didn't let us do it. Or you can buy some shoes down in the gift shop. I think they're too expensive. But this is a good look at the pool area. There's a little barbecue place down there, a little grill down there, and then there's plenty of seating and umbrellas. And we had a lot of fun out there yesterday. There's also a little ashtray out there, but it doesn't look like there's actually any container in there. I don't know if you have to ask for that or what, or if there's like a little bag you put in there. I just wanted to note that that is there since I'm noticing it for the first time. The air conditioner situation, let's talk about that, because I was sleeping basically, if the room was flipped, I was in the bed and the air vent is right there. So whenever I'm laying right here in the bed, I can feel all of that air coming on at me whenever I was sleeping, and it actually dried out my mouth a little bit, and I noticed myself waking up. Or I don't like to have just my head cold, and so my head would get really cold and I'd kind of have to turn over. Hey, how was the air in the kids' cabin that y'all stayed in?
Oh, I slept until 7.
You slept until 7, but was it cold in there?
No, mine was a little hot.
It was a little hot for you? Whenever you were on the top or the bottom, bud? Was it a little hot or cold?
Bottom.
On the bottom? What about you, Amelia? Whenever you slept on the bottom, was it a little hot?
It was the same as the top.
Same as the top?
Yep.
Okay. But was
And
it...
on the top I was cold.
On the top you were cold? Okay. So that's a kid's review right there of how they liked the little cabin rooms, or I guess they had the tent room. It was a little bit warmer and cooler apparently on top for him. So I feel like there's not a good airflow system for inside the kids' cabin area. I'm noticing in here that the only air vent I see in here is actually the one that is above the hall area there, above the sinks. Like there's the sinks, and then it's way up there, and it's a very small one. The other one is way over there by the door. So I feel like they could use something pushing air into this area just to give the kids a little bit more airflow. But all in all, we had a great stay here. It's definitely a place where you're coming as a family and you're bringing kids and you're gonna be kind of go, go, go all the time. There's so many things to do here besides just the water park. There's all these quests you can do, Magic Quest, Shadow Quest, and Compass Quest. There's a whole like arcade below ground, but in the basement area. There is many different shops, Build-A-Bears. If you get the Wolf Pass, you get to do a lot of this stuff all covered underneath the Wolf Pass. There's a 4D theater and a laser beam that you got to step over. What's that called?
Laser Frenzy.
Laser Frenzy. So we had a really good time here, and we did all the things on the Wolf Pass. We were here for about 3 days, and we
Except the glitter tattoo.
Oh, the glitter tattoo. We didn't do. We might go get some tattoos before we leave. All right, y'all. If y'all want to see that the other hotel room, the smaller one of this, I'm gonna put that right there on the screen. You guys can click that video. Otherwise, I'll put some other places that we've traveled to there, and you guys can click one of those. I'll see y'all in those videos. Thank you, dads, for watching. That thumbs up is always appreciated, and Dad out.